I'm just testing here because for previous batch, they were noticed that it's not moving, but again, I restarted, then it was working. So is
Yes,
it moving?
It's moving. Yes,
moving,
yes,
right?
yes. Yes.
Fine. No problem. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay, fine. So yesterday, I just kept it aside. So the planning levels, okay, because even the planning levels, we have to do the systematic manner configuration. Otherwise, there will not have any meaning. Okay, so without meaning, then whatever we are doing, it's a waste of time. So that is the reason. Okay, yesterday I spent some time then how to do the planning for the current day statement and previous day statements, and as well as some payment related transactions. You can see here, these are the planning types. However you want, you can define this one. Okay, it's a freely available. Okay, it's up to you. However you want, you can define. But as per what I want to define, okay, even in the system, if it is available, then we have to change it. Okay, whatever the sequence you want, 2 digits you can define. Then source symbol. For all the source symbol, I have defined is a bank, because these are all related to the banking transactions. So you can see here, did anybody configured until now the EBS opening balance related configuration in EBS? I'm talking about EBS. You might have configured in OT83. Okay, with a different way. So different way in the sense the BI code, either BI code or Swift code, whatever it may be. So you have given that code in OT83. I'm talking about here. OT83. Let me go anyone. Anything I can choose. Okay, not defined. Sorry, chart of accounts. A001. A000, I guess. So assign external transactions. Yeah, also not defined. Okay, let me choose that one. Did anybody defined here opening balance and closing balance related? Anyone have experience about here?
No, Bhaskar.
No, right? Fine. Fine. Because this will play the key role. Okay, so let me admit who is this person. Okay. Now, okay, I'll take care of that one. Okay, I will explain during the EBS configuration. Now, so now opening balance available. So for what purpose this planning is to be required? Now, the moment when I am uploading the file, if you see here, let me open the files. I have one moment. Let me open this file. So if you see here, current day file, let me open this one. So now you can see here, okay, it's not available. Prior day, CD current day, not available. Okay, I'll update somewhere here, prior day. Okay, so now let's say you can see here, I have the opening balance in this. Okay, opening balance for this account. So the BI code will be different. Then here my closing balance. So now how can I show this one? Where can I record? See, as per our understanding, we are just receiving the bank statements. We are uploading into the statement. But now this is my opening balance. This is my closing balance. There should be some particular identification. How you can do that identification? Because of if you are, with the help of BTC code, we can able to identify. But what would be my planning level to recognize that my opening balance? Then, and also the configuration, I'll come later, the configuration part. first let us understand the planning level. This is for opening balance I have defined. This is for closing balance what I have defined. These two are the opening and closing balance purpose. Then open ledger. Now if you have anything particular GL account wise, then directly you can go and assign the GL account level also for your main bank GL account. Then up to here we are clear. Anyone have any further query here? Right. Moving to the planning level 3rd and 4th. So this is also the source is a bank only. First presentment, second presentment. What is meaning of this one? We need to talk about more here, because in the bank statement we are receiving opening and closing, that is clear for us. But what is mean by the first and second presentment? Even we may have the third and fourth presentments also. First, let us understand the presentment. What is mean by presentment? The concept of the presentment. Presentment. Let's say I am going to talk about first presentment only. First presentment. Now, as I have explained, the current day. Today, I have initiated couple of transactions. Let's say 19th of August, 23rd, I have initiated a check payment. Then, at the same time, the same day, check payment, then wire payment. Then another one is a, let's say, ACH payment. So I have initiated payments. So what will happen? I have requested to the bank. I am only talking about current day statement. Current day statement. The presentments are applicable only for the current day statements. Current day statements. Okay. Now I have initiated 3 transactions today. The moment I have initiated here, let's say I have initiated at morning 9 a.m. 9 a.m. All the transactions I have initiated at a time through the either F110 or F111, whatever it may be. Then I have requested to the bank. I means our organization has requested to bank. Okay, organization requested to bank send the current day statement at 10 a.m. Then what bank will send here about these 3 transactions related information? The bank will send the information to us with these 3 transactions. Today we have initiated this many transactions. Then the statement, it consists of these 3 transactions related information. Then the moment when we received at 10 a.m. this I am going the first time in a day. I am received first time. I'll change here the timing. Sorry, timings I'll change here. In a day, so in a day, I have received the statement at current day statement. Remember, this is the important, the current day. Please note this one. I am talking about only the current day statement. So I have received 10 a.m. with these 3 transactions. Then this I am going to call it as a first presentment. So the bank has sent to me at 10 a.m. with these transactions. Again at 12, again post lunch. Let us assume 2 p.m. Again 2 p.m. I have initiated some more transactions. Today, how many transactions I have initiated? Already I have initiated 9 a.m. couple of transactions. Again at 2 p.m. on the same date, let's say some check payment. Again, the check payment only at 2 p.m. I have initiated. It's at p.m. 10. Again, one more transaction I have initiated. Then again, let's say it's a bank to bank transfer. Bank to bank is nothing but a, okay, it's a wire transfer or whatever it may be. Again, 2 p.m. I have initiated. So again, I have requested to bank. Again, see now, first time, this is the first presentment. We have a clarity here. So first presentment in the sense we have an agreement with the bank, send the current day statements at 10 a.m. This is the first presentment. Then now again I have requested to bank. Again, n number of times you can request to bank, but again it's a depends on your organization between the bank, the agreement. Again, the second presentment with the consolidation of all these transactions. Again, I have requested to the bank to submit at second presentment, let's say at 3 p.m. So what is happening here? Now with these transactions also, because how much money is going out, okay, with this also the organization should know whether the sufficient funds are available in the bank or not. By using this data also, we have to do the planning. Or else, let's say here also, in the second presentment, only I am talking about payment. Let's say we have received check information, okay, received payment from okay, I'll put it here straightforward. Customer payment we have received. These transactions we have initiated, but how much amount we have received from the customer, we don't know, right? This in the bank statement, we will come to know. Okay, so now let's say customer has initiated the check payment. Let us assume customer check payment. Now, but customer just initiated the payment, but not yet received. So all these transactions related, the statement when I'm receiving at 3 p.m., I'm going to upload this one also into the statement. Then with this information, I would require is a planning, because see here already there are already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 records are there in the morning. Okay, or else you can see here. Okay, so morning I have already initiated the 3 transactions. Again 2 p.m. I have post lunch, I have initiated the some more transactions for payment. But bank is sending to me here, including some customer payments also. Then with this also, I wanted to know I have a SBI bank account. SBI bank account. Then see now here, let us assume I have initiated check payment is 100. Okay, I'm just giving the amount so that we will have the some opening and closing balance clear visibility. 300. Then this is payments. These are the payments only. Here This is the incoming. Let's say 600 is the incoming. Then at morning when I have initiated, I'll take the same here. Then this one also, bank to bank transfer. Bank to bank transfer. Now at morning, I had a opening balance. Yesterday's closing balance, it will be become as a opening balance. Opening balance in bank account. Opening balance in my bank account. Let's say I have a 5,000. So 5,000 rupees I am having at the morning when the moment I have initiated the transactions. Now, so 5,000, if I go here, then the moment when I upload this statement, when I receive the current day statement, first presentment, I'm going to upload statement into the system. Then the moment when I upload, I would like to know, here you can concentrate here, please. So now this is my opening balance. Now, in case if all the transactions will be success, then what would be my closing balance? My closing balance would be 3,300 here, this closing balance. Now, the moment when I'm going to upload into the statement, first presentment, the bank might have this is my closing balance. So the management will come to know whether the bank will have the sufficient funds or not. By this, they will do the analysis in the cash flow analyzer Fury app. Okay, there the system will populate what is the opening balance, what is the closing balance, what is incoming, what is outgoing. These transactions all are outgoing. For all outgoing, then it's a separate planning group will be there. If you see here, for wire in, wire out, okay, F111 for, okay, if you want whatever you want, you can do the planning here. This is the planning level. Now, for each wire payment, for ACH payment, for check payment, you can keep it as a separate planning type, or else you can assign one planning type, then you can do the payment. Then with this all transactions, then system will visible, okay, these many transactions are going out with particular planning type. Then the management will come to know, okay, this is the planning type is relevant for outgoing. Then whether the bank account, in the bank account, we have sufficient funds or not. In case if the funds are not available, immediately they will perform the cash concentration, or they will raise the request to feed the funds into bank accounts wherever funds are not available. The planning, they will do the planning like this. Then this is the at morning. Let's assume until 12 p.m. this is going on. Again we have initiated some more transactions. Okay, let's say because the opening balance, let us assume if they have sufficient funds, well and good. If they do not have sufficient funds, then what would be the situation? If they do not have sufficient funds, then they have to feed funds in this bank account, then only these transactions will get successful. Then they have feed fund, they have performed they have feeded the funds and it gone. It's a process is running. Again, post lunch, again 3 transactions were initiated from the same bank account. Then these transactions I have already included. It's a part of my first presentment. Again, only this additional transaction which is included. Okay, let us assume I'll include one more transaction also. The payment. F111. I'll put it here is the F111 payment request. Payment request. Then let's say here this one is the 900. Again, in this second presentment, I have noticed these three additional transactions also. Sorry, these two. Because these transactions, which I can able to see even in the first statement, first current day statement. But in addition to those transactions, even I can able to see these two additional transactions. Then what I need to understand, see, for all these transactions, each and every transaction will be created a memo record for each and every transaction. Okay. Again, in the second presentment, the moment when I received at 3 p.m. the bank's current day statement, again, I could see there are two more transactions available. So for these two transactions also, see, for all the payment transactions, I would have a one, let us assume, one planning level. For this incoming payment, I will have a separate planning level because since it is an incoming amount, it is an incoming. Then what will happen here? Again, based on these transactions, what I need to understand earlier, if I have the sufficient funds, this is my closing balance. Let's say even after second presentment also, what would be my balance in my bank account? Always, because we have to monitor the bank balances. This is one of the biggest challenge for every business organization. This is what the cash management. That is what everybody, I mean, we are talking about now, cash management. How to manage cash operations in your organization. Now, this is my opening balance. Let's say funds available, or I would say opening balance. This is my opening balance. If you have the funds, that is fine. If you do not have the funds, again, definitely that will be the problem. So now this would be my closing balance. We are only talking about funds. If I have funds in my bank account, there could be a situation I do not have sufficient funds in my bank account. Then how can I do that one? So what will happen? So the management immediately will transfer or will make it feed funds into the respective bank account, which we have initiated. Then how the management will come to know? Based on the planning. Then what is the source for this planning? The source is the current day statements. Because if I receive statement at 2 p.m., okay, so morning I received a statement. Yes, morning I have received a 2 p.m. I received a statement uploaded into the system. Then, okay, this one. Okay, sorry. You see, this is the opening balance I'm talking about. This is the first presentment. I have received at 10 p.m. I have uploaded the transaction. I mean, I have uploaded, then this was noticed. The balance is closing balance. Again, I have initiated some more transactions here, some more transactions at 2 p.m. Then these are the transactions what I could see in the statement. So how management will recognize that one, whether sufficient funds are available or not in my bank account based on the planning. Again, the planning, they will do the forecast by using the cash flow analyzer Fury app. Again, for each and everything, the first presentment balance will show as a separate. Remember, here bank opening balance will have a separate BTC code. BTC code will be differ. Okay. closing balance. Closing balance will have a different BTC code. Remember, first presentment have a separate BTC code. Okay, so now let's say opening balance is a 40, BI code 45. I will show you that one. What is the BTC code? Okay, so these BTC codes will be provided by the bank. External transactions. We are talking about BTC code is nothing but a external transactions where you are going to map in the system. Let me take any one here. Let me take here BIUS somewhere MT940. Okay, anyone. We can take anyone. These are the BI codes, external transactions. I'm talking about this one. So someone will map. It's a depends on the format, which format you are following. Okay, based on the format, the bank will provide these BTC codes. BTC code is nothing but a external transactions where bank is going to provide. Either this somebody will say the Swift code also. Okay. So either you can map MT940 format, BI format. There are different file formats are there. I'm not going to deep about that, but you can check it. Then, so now I'm talking about here. This is the format is a what I'm going to use is a BI file format. Because why I am using BI file format? BAI file format is a basic format. If we will have the clear understanding with this format, then we can able to understand other formats like MT940. Okay. Again, MT940 also it's a similar to this one, but again, CMT 53, 54, 52, again, it's a completely different than this. Okay. Then, so this is the file BI file format, what I am using for our sessions. Then this is the BTC code for opening. This is BTC code for closing. First presentment. Okay. So for the first presentment opening balance. I'll put it here. First presentment opening balance. There is a BI code. It is there. Separate BI code. I will show you that one. I have a one template. Okay. So that one maybe it will have a clear visibility for you. So it's a 584. I guess I'm assuming this one 583. But if there in case any difference, then I will show you that 583. Because even these BTC codes also we need to map as per exact what bank will provide. Okay. Otherwise, okay. Now even there are n number of BTC codes like 160 is there, 190 is there. I cannot map like this because now if you tomorrow only if I something okay if I use something different, then tomorrow you will be there in a real time, then again you will get confused. Okay, which BTC code to be used for the first presentment, for second, and which code to be used for opening and closing. So that is the reason the accurate 99.9%, this is the exact information what I am mapping here. Okay, so now for second presentment, 585, sorry, 585 it is there, the BTC code. Okay, one moment. Checking where did it mapped here? I have not mapped here. Okay. Then for now, wire payments. Let's say now wire payments. So now wire payments. Let me do the. I have a file BTC EI codes. This should be, where is that? External transactions BI codes. It is course somewhere it is there. PDF it is there. Citibank. Okay, maybe I will show you that one. Somewhere I have stored that one. I will show you that BI course because that is a very important one. So, okay, let us continue session. I do not want to stop here. So now, presentment, what we are talking about. Now, we have already discussed about, right? Okay, let me do. For opening balance 40 and closing balance is a 45. Okay, some people may follow even 10, 15 also in place of this one. 10, 15 also, some people may follow. Then for this one, wire in. For this transaction, I am talking about, let's say the customer, instead of customer check payment, let's say wire incoming payments. Wire in, I'll put it straightforward, wire in. So what is the BTC code for wire in? 191. Then now wire out. What is the BTC code for? Wire out in the sense now it's a wire payment related transaction. For this one, wire out. So what is the BTC code which I am going to use? 491. Even there are 493 also is there. 495 also available. But now there will be a different. If we can see the file, definitely there will be a difference. But I will show you that file also. Then let us have a look at for the, yes, the presentment here. First presentment is a 583, not for 584. 583. Then this is the 584. Yes. No problem. So now with this BI codes, I am going to map, but the mapping, the planning level mapping will be differ here. If you see here, this planning type, the mapping to be done at bank account level. For each and every planning level, the place of mapping is completely different. Okay, we need to understand this one also. Okay, now I'm just pausing a second here. Is anyone is having any further query about the first presentment, second presentment? Let us go one by one.
Bhaskar.
Yes, tell me.
Bhaskar, when you talk about opening balance and closing balance, it should be main bank account, right? Okay.
Yes, yes.
When you go,
yes.
it should be main
Yes.
bank account only.
Yes.
When you go back to planning level, can you please go a little up, Bhaskar? So here you have maintained planning level 00 and 01. 001 is for opening balance and 01 is a closing balance.
Yes.
So in GL master data, in main bank account GL master data, how can you assign two planning levels, Bhaskar? Whereas we have to assign only one planning level only, right?
That is what I said you just a while ago. The way of mapping is different. I am not talking about, I am not going to assign this planning level at GL, right? I mentioned here, I am coming over there only. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. See now, as I mentioned here,
Okay.
the mapping at, see the mapping, wherever the mapping to be done, here I have mentioned, see now, assign in GL account. Okay. So this is, that is what I said. The way of mapping is different. We know only at GL level, the planning level, which we are assigning only one planning level, that I do agree with you. But now if I have a multiple, I mean, opening balance and a closing balance, there is a separate place it is there to map. Okay,
Bhaskar,
Shankar.
could you please? Yeah.
Yeah, Anand.
Could you please go down first presentment?
Yes.
So in the first presentment, there are three transactions, I can say. As you told, these three transactions like a check payment and wire payment and ACH payment at 10 a.m. I can say, yeah, here. So you told in SAP, we F10 or maybe different, we are instructing to bank to make a payment to vendors, right? That's what
Yes.
this
Yes.
one.
It's a vendor or bank to bank, whatever it may be. Okay.
Yeah. So in the planning level, first presentment and second presentment, there are two planning levels. So in the planning level, how these amounts will considering only opening of a first presentment and closing of closing balance of first presentment and that only will considered, or maybe the each transaction wise, check amount. You mean to say in the first presentment you didn't mention the amount, but in the second presentment you mentioned the amounts. So only will consider the opening and closing balance, or maybe the detail like no each transactions will amount will trigger in the planning
Yes.
level.
Yes. See, I was expected this question only. Okay. But no one was asked. Now here, what I mentioned here, for opening balance and closing balance, let's say for this is a planning type for opening and closing balance. This is the 00.
Yeah.
Please, I mean, it's Anand what he asked. It's a really valid question. Even the question what I have expected from other people. Opening and closing balance here. Planning type I have given is a 00. Right? For this one, first presentment and second presentment, then the planning type I am going to give is a 03 and 04. Then wire in, wire out. So now here we are only talking about opening balance and closing balance. I mean first presentment. What is these transactions? Wire in, wire out. For this one, the planning type what I have mentioned here is the wire in, wire out. Let's say E0, EA. Let me take here. For this one, for these two transactions, system is going to create the memory card. For these transactions, even opening balance and closing balance also. Okay. So what will happen for all these transactions? The system is going to create the memory cards. So based on the memory card, if I can see, the memory cards will be populate. I think not memory cards, planning levels will be populate in my cash flow analyzer. While seeing the planning level, these two is I can understand closing and opening. The moment when I see these two, it's a first presentment, second presentment. The moment when I see this planning type, wire in, wire out. So for all these transactions, we are going to create the memory cards. Then the planning levels will be appear in your cash flow report. So meaning that for each and every transactions, let's say now you have n number of transactions. Okay. So let me show you the statement. It looks different. It's not the same. For current day statement, it will not be the same. Yeah, now this is exactly what it is matching here. Let's go through this statement. This is the current day statement. This will be your current day statements looks like. This is your opening balance. BTC code will be differ. I have already mentioned some are using 10, some organizations are using 50 for opening and closing. Some are using 40, 45 here. We just forget about. This is my opening balance. This is my closing balance. See now 40, 45 also I have mentioned here. Then this is the BTC code. Here you can see here is my opening balance and closing balance. 165. What is the BTC code 165? For this one, this is the amount what I can see here. It's a 3,50,000 only. Don't consider last two digits. Then this is the again BI code. It should not be the same. I mean same transaction. Again, I may have the different amount. 255 is a this much amount. 465 is a this much amount. So what system does is a how these 88 records are appearing here. So the 88 records are appearing based on record number 16. Based on the record number 16. So okay, how many records we have? 1, 2, 3. 3 records are there. You just forget about opening and closing. If you forget about 1, 2, 3, exactly matching the transactions here. Okay. So now 165. Where is that 165? I think I mentioned it. This is the statement. It's mentioned is wrong. But 165, if it should match here. 165. Sorry. So now this transaction related amount, then it will be created one separate memory card for this one. Again, for this one, it will be created separate record. Again, for this one, it will create a separate memory card. So opening, closing might be, again, it will be the transactions related. How many transactions you are having in this statement? For all those transactions, each and every transaction wise, the system will create a memory card here, which includes your opening and closing.
Vijay, record number 03 already contains the opening and closing balance, right? Why again 88? Record number 88 is containing the opening and closing balance.
88. What is 88? Tell me.
The record number 88 is there, right?
That is what I'm asking. 88 is nothing but a just not to pay information, right? It's a 88 is a not to pay. Not to pay. Again, see, you can see here how many 16 records type. I mean the record 16. How many records are? How many lines are there? 16. 1, 2, 3 are there. For each and every record 16, it consists of 88. 88 is a note to payee information. The note to payee, each and note to payee system is populating here. Okay, it consists of the amount. Okay, but how it is considered? Based on the record number 16 only. More than that, it's not considered, right? Only we have 3 records, then 3 records only. But amounts might be differ. Okay, because I have not mentioned the exact amounts, but I need to prepare some markup file for this one. Okay, so maybe in the next session, I'll come up with the exact amounts. Okay, this is just the for other batch purpose, I have prepared this one. Okay, so the exact amounts I'll come up with exact amount, but with 88 record.
Yes. Okay, record number 03 contains the opening and closing balance for the entire file, right?
Yes.
Okay, and record number 88, you told that 040 and 045.
See, yes, sometimes the BTC code may be 10. See, here it is a 00, right?
Yeah.
So here 00 meaning that is the reason in place of opening and closing, I am not using 010 or 015. So I am using is a 040, 045. You can see here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Then, Anand, is it clear now?
Yeah, clear. Vijay, Bhaskar, can you go back to Excel that first presentment?
Yes.
So here in the first presentment, at first presentment, our I think here.
Yeah, it's a 10 a.m. I mean, see, 9 a.m. I have initiated the transactions here.
So
here 9 a.m. I have initiated.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we initiated the payment at 9 a.m., that time these amounts are not reflecting in the planning level. I mean to say, right?
Exactly. See, now let's say I have the opening balance only last day closing balance I could see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Here in the at 9 a.m. When we are instructing to bank to make a payment to vendor or maybe to receive the customer, this time these amounts are not reflecting in the planning level. Okay.
Exactly.
So in the below, you mentioned the first presentment. So our organization requested to bank send the current day statement at 10 a.m. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So when we like no maybe a flat file or maybe DME file or maybe via IDOCS, we are the file reached to bank. I mean to say at 10 a.m. to make a payment or to collect the receive the money from the customer. So when they make a payment to vendor, then bank statement we will receive from the bank and we will upload in the our ERP.
Yes.
Right at
Yes.
10 a.m. I mean to say that time
No,
only.
no. See, first presentment in the sense, yesterday I have already explained. See, I have initiated payment at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Let's assume. Now, these are not the original transactions. That is what I mentioned, current day statement. See,
Yeah, that's what.
current day, I have initiated payments, but I cannot consider these transactions and as a original transactions
Original
because I
transactions.
don't know whether the payment has gone out or not.
Not, yes.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So when in the first presentment, when actual payment done from the bank side,
Yes.
so that time only this opening or maybe these balances will reflect in the planning levels. To see that amount we can see the cash flow maybe report I can say.
No. See, you can see here opening and closing balances always it will be part of bank statement.
Okay.
Okay. Now the transactions related which we have initiated for each and every transaction, the system will create a memory card. Then we need to understand. So now if you see here, so for each and everything I have, this is my opening balance. It is already available in my bank statement. It is a mandatory for us. Without opening and closing balance, we cannot do the planning. That is the first basic fundamental thing. Then I have initiated the payment. Then at 9 a.m. Then I received a first presentment at 10 a.m. Let us assume I'll take these three transactions only. So now here the moment when we receive the statement at 10 a.m., then the statement immediately it will be uploaded into the statement into our SAP system. What will happen? Immediately the cash manager will do the forecast analysis whether this bank account will have the sufficient funds or not. If the funds are not available, immediately they will take a appropriate action to feed the funds into the bank account. If the funds are available, it's a well and good. Also, now the funds, I mean, maybe we are just discussing only the 3-4 transactions. You can imagine in one file, we have hundreds of and thousands of transactions. Today, already yesterday, I have let's say 10,000 excess fund I found. Okay. Then again today, even after planning also, after payables, after receivables, after forecast analysis, again I found again 10 more, again 10,000. It's the excess cash. So what will happen? So by the 20,000, yesterday 10,000, today 10,000. Again, the management will take a decision, or treasury department, where we need to invest that amount. That is where the planning will come into picture. Based on the planning only, we will come to know how much funds, whether we have sufficient funds, whether we have excess funds, whether we have deficit funds. We need to keep in mind these 3 points only: sufficient, excess, or deficit funds. So then only we will come to know. So now in the bank statement, opening and closing is a quite common. But here for each and every transaction, we are going to create a memory card. So the information will be populated in my cash flow analyzer report. This is my opening balance. Then let's say these are the payables. Then whether I do have the funds or not. Then I'm going to do the planning according to the report only. Okay, Anand, yeah, go ahead. If you have any queries, please go ahead.
So this you were talking
Bas-
about the BTC codes. So the BTC codes For all the for each transactions, bank will provide the BTC code. So still, you are familiar in treasury. You are like listing out BTC code. What
Yes.
is the BT code for this one? So
Yes.
for example, I am tagged to one project. So I don't know. No, I am doing the treasury configuration. So maybe the BTC code on what basis they will provide, based on the multicast format or maybe bank, for
No,
each
no.
bank. What is the
See,
criteria?
this is the BTC code is a ISI format. Okay, ISO as per international standards. Okay, so each bank has to follow the BI codes is a global, it is a common. Okay, so now I have some file somewhere. Let me one moment. Just give me a moment. I'm just stopping a screen presenting. Let me pull out that one. Okay, maybe it will have a clear visibility. One moment. Material. BTC code, bank communication, management priority. Derivatives.
In meanwhile, you were talking about memory cards. Like
Yes.
what I can say in second presentment, there are many transactions I can say. Okay, let us assume 50 transactions. A check, something like F110, whatever you mentioned, similar like that. So for each transactions, one memory card will generate the system by automatically.
That is what I'll come. I will come to that. Okay, that
Okay.
is what I will come there. I will come there. BI code structure. I don't find somewhere I have placed BI file format. BI file structure I found, but this is not that one. BI file structure I found. Okay, I'll let you know in tomorrow's session. Okay, I'm just resharing once again. Now, okay. See, here as I mentioned here, for each and every transaction, the system is going to create the memory card. For each and every transaction, if I have the file, this many transactions, the system is going to create the memory card. Now again, if you see here in the second presentment, again, the two more records were added, right? Two more records were added. Again, at 3 p.m., again uploading the same statement. The second presentment, which consists of first presentment records also. Then what will happen here? If the statement will consist, then whether the system should consider only these two records or system should consider all the records. If system is going to consider only these two records, system should generate only memory records for these two transactions. If system is going to consider all together, then again, it will be duplicate record here. Because for these transactions, okay, so for these transactions in the first presentment, okay, ACH up to ACH, already the memory records were created the moment when I have uploaded the first presentment. Again, if the second presentment, then it will be duplicate again. So to overcome this situation, what system does is there are two ways are there to create the memory cards. One is through FF_5, you can generate direct from there, or as once we upload the statement, EBS statement through the FF_5, there is a separate transaction FPS3. Over there, we need to execute the transaction code to create the memory cards. But again, if you go and execute, if you upload through FF_5, what will happen? The first presentment records will be archived automatically. Then all together, all new records will be created. Again, if you go to FPS3, only these two records will be created. These two records in the same, these 4 records will be created. 4 new memo records will be created, since already for these 3 transactions, system already created the memo records as part of first presentment. For these additional records only, the system will create the additional memo records.
Bhaskar,
Is it
here
clear
one
now?
more, here one more question. In the first presentment, as you mentioned, check payment and wire payment and ACH payment, the same transactions which is included in the second present payment. So you mean to say in the second present payment only the bank done make the payment. I can say in the second batch at 2 p.m. Right? So that is the reason we are considering only one time. So let us assume again the same day 5 p.m. again they have done the payment with the same check payment and wire payment and ACH payment, but amount will be different.
Yes, amount will be different, definitely.
So that time again the system will create the separate memo record for check payment and wire payment and ACH payment, or maybe already the created one can use.
See, first thing is that we should not, in every organization, I mean, the payments, if I am doing some payment activities, it should be done within the banking hours only. Let's say the 5 p.m. If we are talking about 5 p.m., it's a closed banking hours. Till the time the bank will get closed, bank hours will be closed. Then bank will not be sent the current day statement in order to reconcile in order to do the planning. So that is the reason banks will suggest us. Okay, so now instead of asking the 3 p.m. the second presentment, you can get it at 5 p.m. I mean until the closing bank before close the banking hours. Or else you can 3 p.m. you can one second presentment you can ask to bank. Again 5 p.m. you can get it. Okay, again you can third presentment, fourth presentment, fifth presentment also you can get it. But again the additional transactions will be included in your statement. Then that will be appear again for those transactions. Again new memo records will be created. That's it. If the transactions will be added, but those transactions should be reflected in your current day statement, then only you can create a memo record with those transactions. Otherwise, you cannot create memo records because we doesn't know. Or else there is an option. After banking hours, let's say we initiated the payment. Then you can go and create the manual memo record for that particular amount. Yes, that can be also possible. Go to FF65 and create the manual memo record manually. If that can be also possible.
Bhaskar, this BTC code, so it is it is only applicable for treasury or in ECC also there?
No,
I'm
no,
not
no.
sure.
No. See, everywhere, whenever we are doing configuration EBS, without knowing external transactions, you cannot map.
Okay, you mean to say external transaction, nothing but BTC code, huh?
Exactly. That is what I said, right? External transaction is nothing but BTC code.
Okay, got it.
Somebody is calling external transaction, somebody is calling Swift code, somebody is saying BTC code. Okay, it's a different one, but the way is the same. The way of usage. Okay, I have one master file. Okay, I'll pull out maybe in the upcoming session. I will show you that one, the file.
Another simply, it's the BTC code is nothing but it's indicate what kind of transaction it is.
Exactly.
Whether it's a check payment or wire payment, it simply indicate what kind of transaction.
Got it.
Yes. See, based on this only, the algorithms are going to work, right? So that if you map the moment when algorithms are going, interpretation algorithms, based on that one only, it is going to work for your check payment. You can see here, outgoing check payment. The system would like to determine the check number. You have to map the algorithm is a 14. If you want to the customer reference number, if you want to clear customer incoming payment, you have to map with this number 21 is the algorithm. So this is where the algorithms will come into picture. Okay, right.
So these are the standard, right?
Which one?
These algorithms, these are the standard one, right?
Yes, these are the standard one. If you want, you can go for customization also. See, customer specific. Here 9. The 9 series which is going to start for your custom algorithms, where if you want, you need to use this 9 series custom algorithm. You can do the customization also based on your requirement.
One more question. So also we are talking, so planning type. So just could you give the brief on the difference of the both type and the level?
That's what yesterday I told you, right? Planning type, planning level is for where you are going to assign closely related to your GL accounts, planning level. Planning types will be master data level, like it's a vendor master data level, bank master data level. Okay.
So it's nothing but the planning group only.
See, one moment.
Yeah, it's a planning group only. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Planning group, right? Okay. Yeah, planning group. Yeah, vendor and customer. Planning level and planning group.
Yeah, planning level will be assigning in the GL master data, and planning group will be assigning in the vendor and customer level.
Yes.
That's what you told yesterday. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So here planning type and planning group terminology will be the same.
No. Both will be differ. Don't think that. That is what I told, right? Planning group is differ. I mentioned here. Planning group need to assign in vendor customer. You can see the statement here.
Yes.
Okay, that is what. Don't confuse in between. Okay. Okay, fine. So this is the one important. The configuration. First we need to understand how the planning levels to be defined. Then in the next session, we'll do the configuration, this one. Okay, this is where the configuration is a separate place. Okay, so for each and everything, based on our requirement, we'll do the plan amendment. We can do the configuration. Then once the configuration will be done, then I'll upload the statement. I'll prepare one mock file for uploading. Then we'll see that one. Okay. Okay, fine. So if anyone, if no further queries, then we'll wind up the session. Okay, thank you. See you on Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you on Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bhaskar.
Yeah, Anand.
So please inform to Rajshekhar while uploading the recorded sessions, you rename the session name, like the topic, so that it will.
No. See, one moment. Let me
You
finish.
keep the date and time.
No.